Hi everyone and welcome back to our JavaScript series. So today we're diving into the two fundamental concepts like scope and the closures. So scope determines where variables are accessible in your code, while closures are functions that retain access to their parent scope and even after that scope has closed. So those are the key to writing equal sign back free JavaScript. Okay, so now let's get started. So first of all, here I'm creating the amply proper implementation for the scope. Okay, so today's example here and the demonstrating global functions and the black scope. Okay, so first of all, here I'm creating this global scope, define the list, and also type the global variable. Okay, and is equal to, and here I'm typing the message. First of all, here type is a global. Okay, so just type the message and I'm global, and next I'm creating here the function, so just type the function, and the function this type and its taste is for. Okay, this taste is pop and using this practice. So now this accident creating the function is for, the type is the local variable physical. Here masters, so first type okay, local taste is 0. Okay, so you can see here on the type of the taste is 0 and it's completely almost done and creating this semicolon. Okay, so now I'm creating using here the additional statement for each condition, and in this inside the condition, and in this true I'm using this. So now apply block, so define the late, and then type is a log variable is equal to. So now again type for another message. So here first of all type is I am log spoke. Okay, so you can see here I'm typing a log spoke and using the semicolon, and also type here is an output statement is a console dot the log method. So here I'm type for easy log variable that been accessible here. Okay, so next I'm creating here is a game for the console log, log variable is unchest reference error. So now I'm just direct using the console log, and this inside I'm printing here is a local variable and it's called accessible. So here this example is printing is perfectly, and now in this outside I'm just calling for the test scope this function, and again the output statement is a console log method. So now this inside I'm just calling the global variable. Okay, so you can see this example here. First of all, if a global variable is accessible everywhere and a local variable exists only within the functions, and block variable just exists only inside, and you can see in this the if block understanding. Okay, so this move is essential for managing variable. Okay, so now just saving this code and click on this run icon and see the result. First is printing the output for I am block is called I am local, and to test ISCO and allows liberating for I am global. Okay, means is in this variable accessible for avoiding the in the conflict. Okay, so is properly complete for in this example. So now just going for another example for the color closures. Okay, so let's see what closures are. A closures is when a function retain access to variables from its parent scope even after a parent function has finished execution. And here's an example. So let's create this example. So here, first of all, I'm removing for in this all code. First of all, type the function name is an outer function. Okay, if you can see, this is a function, and now using this curly bracket, so just make a lead and then type the outer variable is equal to type here. So first of all, type from the outer. Okay, and also in the next step, I'm here using the return function, and the function is creating this inner function. Okay, I have started perfectly the inner function. I'm using this curly brackets. So now I will just type the output statement is console log, and this inside calling for the outer variable. Okay, next greeting here. So the next step to find a common factor is in my browser. So CLO is properly, the closure is equal to define when outer functions. Next, I'm also using just calling for my closure. That means is outer is properly printing for I am outer. Okay, so this example here using for, first of all, in this, and the inner function is the closure base clause is remember for outer variable from the outer functions. Even though is the outer function has already executed. Okay, so now just saving this code perfectly, and I could like to run this code now, and you can see here is properly printing the output for I am for outer. That means those closure allows you to keep deep private and use it later. Okay, so here there's the work in the tutorial is properly forward this code and how variables are accessible in different parts of the code, like enclosures, which allows function to remember and pan scope even after scope has ended. Okay, so those concepts are the backbone of JavaScript, enabling you to write more dynamic and powerful program. Okay,
So now, thanks for watching and happy coding.